Tonight's game is WLA versus Lourdes Valley Christian from Oshkosh. Another Flyway matchup. Lourdes Knights are 5 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. And they're a very good, fast team. WLA on the other side of the ball is still undefeated on the season and has been really picking up its scoring over the last several weeks. Question is, who is going to come on top of the Flyway division? And now, Jim, for WLA's starting lineup. A couple of changes tonight, and it starts with forward Ben Dorr starting at forward with Kyler Narens. Jack Raby and Caleb Schrader in the midfield, and Caleb is a change. Sam Schrader and Richie Thiesfeld as outside midfield. Mitch Edwards and Eric Bender as fullbacks. Mason Koblik and Luke Schlavinsky as sweeper and stopper. And yes, Cal Narens at goal tonight. Today's broadcast is copyrighted, protected by the Jim and John Show, but we want our WLA families to share it. The opinions expressed during the Jim and John Show are ours and not WLA or any other affiliates of WLA. So go ahead and enjoy today's broadcast.
Doesn't look like an NFL huddle, does it?
We get better and better. Do it can't beat me. Do it can't beat me. Won't beat me. Won't beat me. Let's go. All right, boys. We start off strong and start off loud. I want to hear you boys out there. Intensity on 3. 1, 2, 3. Intensity. Go, boys.
Well, welcome to the Jim and John Show tonight. Jim, it's absolutely perfect night, 73 degrees. I'm looking at the flag across the way. It's dead flat. Wow. 2 games in a row that we're doing that. It's absolutely beautiful.
Best time of the year, John, is fall, right? And we're just getting into it now. Warm days, cool nights. We got soccer, we got football. We even got the Brewers in a playoff hunt. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, let's not fall over sideways. Hey, the field is a little bit different. You know, we've talked all year about how green it's been, and, you know, we've went through a stretch now of like 10 days without any serious rain, and you can see the field is browning up, but it's still in a great condition to play soccer. Tonight we play against Valley Christian Lourdes, Jim.
Yeah, a team that I would say has been on the rise probably the last maybe 5 years or so. Pretty good balance. They got about half seniors and then half underclassmen. A couple freshmen starting for them, and so this is not one of the games where you're going to see 8-zip. I mean, they're well coached and should be a good test tonight.
Yeah, what I found was interesting before. There's their first kind of loop in there. First, one of the things I found out is 4 of their players come from Valley Christian out of their roster of 27, I think it was. So it's a very heavy Lourdes team. And their home field, Jim, it's always interesting. Their home field is where UW Oshkosh plays, the Titans. So it's artificial turf, which plays totally different than grass. And for these guys, they have to adjust to a grass field, which plays way slower. And it takes a lot more to get a shot.
Come on, Ben Dorr.
Here's our first shot right at the goalie, unfortunately. But Jimmy lined it up. Yeah. He just wasn't looking at, maybe thinking about the poles.
Yeah. That looked incredibly easy as Ben just kind of sliced through their back 3. So we'll see here if that's a trend.
You know,
good. Didn't take them long to get back down, though.
That's a dangerous shot there, hitting off a player that could have deflected very poorly. Going back to Ben, you know, early in the game you want to put one in, and you got to be a little bit more intense. Because if you can strike first, Jim, boy, you can change the outcome of a game.
Yeah, and we've seen that in the last couple of WLA games. There again, I think Ben was so shocked how open he was. He could have taken another touch or 2 and made that angle almost impossible for the goalie.
I'm thinking of a game we played against CWC, and boy, it was a tight game, and all of a sudden we scored one off of some kind of a penalty, or it wasn't a penalty kick, but then all of a sudden we went on a roll after that because we just kind of took their fire away, and we went ahead like 5-0. And I know that I just remember the coach was so upset. You can turn the whole game on that one play, which is exactly what happened.
It was 2012. It happened right in front of us. It was a call that should have gone the Crusaders' way, and my son Jordan was the one that followed them, but they called it our way. He took a quick kick, and I think your son pounded it in, and you're right. I remember that, and all night we heard that, didn't we, from Zonnefeldt?
Yeah, maybe that got pounded in my head from the coach, but certainly
remember it very well.
Well, Jim, you're remembering details so finely is, man, impressive.
Well, Jordan and I, we were talking this summer when we were golfing one day about some of the games their senior year, and he said it was one of his distinct memories that take advantage of everything you got.
We got to ask the sideline reporter if he's that good with anniversaries and birthdays too.
She is. And it was 2011, boys.
Oh,
Fall of 2011.
Class of 2012.
Yes.
Sideline reporter weighs in.
If you want the real details, you go to my wife.
And that was Caleb's first start his first start of that season in the golf.
And it was 74 degrees, and the dew point
It was beautiful that night.
a little bit of hand action.
Hey, that was great because last week's halftime report was actually on the handball law 12 and what that exactly means. And here's an open. Oh, the cheetah nails it.
Nice job, Cal.
He gets a hand on it. Boy, I thought he wasn't in the right position, Jim, but he ended up playing that one almost perfectly.
Yeah, a little miscommunication back there among our defenders. So each team's had a really good shot early on.
Yeah, I'd like to see WLA get a little bit more aggressive. They look a little bit hesitant to start the game. Look like the Wisconsin Badgers, where they have a little bit of a bad stretch here. This is not their best stretch I've seen. Here comes Narens. That's what I like to see. Oh. These are where their center pesky midfielders are running. They gotta.
It appears early on that Lourdes has their best athletes up front because we've been able to get through their defense fairly easy, but their attackers have been trouble. Yeah, step slow tonight, John, so far.
Yeah. This corner, for some reason, is hard for... Oh, boy, we got to get in front of that
Get
ball.
on that ball over there. Just standing there watching.
Boy, he's had to make two really nice saves already, which is too many in my book. And for whatever reason tonight, our defense looks like it has a couple of gaps.
Well, you ever want to know how the game's going, go over and just take a quick peek at Pastor Haig. And when the hands are on top of the head like they are now, that means he's very, very troubled.
Well, this looks better now. We need to have here comes our two midfielders. They were playing deep for defense.
We got 7 on the weak side.
We just got to make sure that we can. Here comes the ball in. This is a possibility here.
Tyler.
He wanted to get that shot off. Oop, Schrader is bumped off the ball. And they make a nice play, but sends it right back to him. Boy, that's a nice play for WLA.
Play Eric Binder turns it back around.
We haven't played through our center mid, and here we go, just as I say it.
There it is.
You got to play off of those two guys because they're really important to the team and how we function offensively.
Use your help here. Nope.
I'm okay with that, Jim. That's the old CWC knock it out. When in doubt, knock it out rule.
Speaking of CWC, that's been the common opponent for these two teams in the last week. Lourdes tied them. I think it was 2-2 if I remember right, and WLA went to CWC Tuesday night and got I think a 4-0 win. So
Yeah, really nice win
impressive.
from what I read.
They're on their way back up, so that was a nice win. Good ball.
I thought we might see them start to get ranked, Jim, maybe in the lower part of Division 4, but I don't see that yet. You have the traditional teams I saw in the rankings as of September 11th, but we'll see what happens next week. But WLA, hey, we got to win a few more games, I think.
Yeah, a lot of ties early on, and we expected that with
their schedule.
Yeah, they're not only their schedule, but you've got six sophomores in your rotation, and a couple of juniors that didn't play much last year. So good.
Oh, there's a nice ball. Is he onside though? If Narens would have touched that ball, Jim, I think he actually would have been offsides at that point. There's a lot of push in there. I don't know if I'd rather have a corner kick than a foul at that point, but I don't think it's legal to actually have your hands and push a guy in the back. I think there's a rule about that, and I'm not quite sure. Let's see what they can do on the first corner kick of the night. The ball's in a good position. Got a couple of guys trying to flick it, but you know, where's our guy that's supposed to be right there? Somebody was not in the right position.
Very nice corner there by Richie Thiesfeld.
Good thing is he Koblik slowed the whole play down here. I'm stuttering. Mason.
Yep.
Mason, I was searching for his first name, really slowed the play down or we would have been in big trouble. There's a nice pesky play. Holy
nice
cow. I like it. Now, Ben Dorst, nice job of working off the guy. There we go. Now, can he make it around the corner and get a crossover to his... Oh, fell short. There, take a rip.
Take one, Caleb.
And he did.
That's all right. Nice job.
That ball was curving, Jim. If he could have got her a little lower, I think that would have curved right in, maybe to the upper. But I'm okay with a shot like that.
Looks like the Vikings are starting to wake up here a little bit.
We used to have a basketball kid, and his dad used to tell me he's not any good until you punch him in the gut.
So I'm assuming as a coach, that was the last thing you did after pregame
I had his
warm-ups.
dad come over and...
Yeah. Nowadays, you better have the parent do it.
I had the dad come over and give him a whack.
Can't even have Dad do it anymore.
Well, it was
nice.
old-fashioned, so
Come on,
here
Tyler.
comes the crossover. Oh, just not quite there, but just about 4 inches short. Lourdes is doing a nice job of long clearing, Jim.
Yeah.
They got those two guys up high, and they're trying to play them. Ben Dorst making a turn. Hoping that he could just... I don't know if you can get away with a play like that where you just turn and send it to some kind of space.
Mitchell Edwards. All right. Well, they got some skilled guys up front, no doubt about it. They love to put that through ball and run and get it.
That's the first time. I haven't seen much out of Richie tonight. That was one of his first touches, or very few there. Now here he comes now. I think Richie scored in the last game, if I have it correctly. Jim, you won't believe, I looked at the stats today. Do you know who the number tied, the third number, let's start over. The third highest scorer for WLA, and it's tied, but you would not believe who would be on top.
So, of course, we have the two seniors up top, I'm guessing.
Those are the first and second scorers.
Narrance and Dorst.
Yep, and who would you think was number 3?
Well,
and there's a tie. There's a couple of guys at the same.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind when you look at Raby and Caleb Schrader is it would be them, but they just handle the ball so much and do so many other things. My guess might be either Schlavinsky or Thiesfeld.
You are right, Luke Schlavinsky. You know, and those come from set plays, usually off the corners or whatever. But yeah, he's tied with a couple of guys, but that actually shocked me.
It shows that goes to Luke's intensity.
Yeah.
The kid really plays hard.
Block it.
Just thought it was interesting. Thought I'd share that for our fans out there. That goalie was a little hesitant, Jim.
Ooh, it went off the goalie.
Hey, oh.
Thought he touched it.
I'd like to replay that for everyone. I'll tell you what I liked. I like Neerens went hard to the ball. I think he's really picking that up, Jim.
With encouragement from his coach. It was a little, Kyler, you have to go harder, and immediately he went harder. So.
Yep.
Yeah, Lourdes very impressive here early on. Here's a nice pass.
Oh, and there's back to him.
I'd like to have seen Caleb maybe take that another touch. Oh. Too easy.
Mason fighting it out back there. For a nice play against Mason to win the ball back for WLA and get the throw in. In fact, I don't think the Lourdes player is real happy about the call.
If it was a foul, yeah, it should be a kick there.
Okay.
Oh, I had no idea that Edwards was a lefty.
Well, there you have it. Number 3 is her captain, and he's been doing a pretty good job, Jim, for Lourdes right in the center.
You know, the Lourdes team is very much like ours. They have about a half a dozen seniors, experienced players, names that I've seen for 2 or 3 years doing the announcing, and then a good blend of young kids, just like WLA.
Yeah, and they have a big squad, a lot of players, Jim. They're carrying a lot of players.
So it appears early on in the season that the Flyway, the team to beat is Wayland Academy.
Yeah.
It's opening a lot of eyes, surprising a lot of people. Gwen and I were talking about that last year when we beat them in a tournament with a team, you know, our team that finished, there you go, you know, a team that finished second in state, and Wayland played us tough. I think it was like a 1-0, 2-1 game. They
double overtime.
They definitely have some fire.
Get to it fast. Oh,
Double overtime.
one of the advantages, Jim, that I always say is when you live up in Oshkosh, Oshkosh has a little bit better youth soccer program than Fond du Lac. And I'm not saying all the WLA kids go to Fond du Lac stuff, but I'm just saying their Oshkosh United Traveling Club is a very well-ran program.
It's been that way for a lot of years.
Yep, I coached on it, and you know, I had a couple of kids. Well, actually, all three of my kids played in one variation of their program, and they played in Final Act 2, and I guess that's why I can speak to it. Is because you're talking about programs that are really diametrically different in their approach. And I have a feeling a lot of these Lourdes kids and especially this number 11, he plays in that style.
Coming in for the Knights, number 14, Peter Chartier. Number 20, Nathan Barknecht. And number 27, Ryan Kroll.
Jackson Moore, that just sounds like it. What do we got? A throw way back. Okay, it's all right. Well, Jim, we're about 16 minutes into the game. Score is 0-0. We've had a couple of early shots for both teams, but nothing on the board yet. It's going to let them run on it. Let's see here if we can make a run.
Goalie just sat there for
It took him a minute to.
Right.
It took him a minute to get the gear. It was almost like he had the clutch pushed in, and hey, I got to let it out to actually go.
Right. Yep.
That's what it looked like.
Nice push in the
nice
back.
push in the back.
Just displaced him.
A lot of traffic there to get through, and he does a nice job.
Oh, good job, Sam.
Man, now outside. Yeah, I've seen Kyler play a little bit better. He's struggling here early. What do we got here? Okay. All right, he's going to call it back. I wouldn't have probably done. I would have just let it play on.
All of that physicality down there, bumping and banging, and then there was an extended arm called. So you got to figure out what they're going to call and what they're not going to call.
And where they're going to call it, Jim, I've learned that. A lot of times the refs don't run all the way down to the end lines, and then...
Very true. Very true.
But they play more the middle of the field, and they make more calls in the middle of the field. There's one for you to autograph, Jim. Throw in for... A lot of fight there.
Hey, come on!
There we go. That's what we want Narrans to do, is fight through and win some of these. He's got to go. Oh! He's being hung. No call. He's going to play the advantage. Oh!
What a great play.
You know, they were letting him play the advantage. I couldn't see what the middle ref, was he calling advantage, Jim? I wasn't watching if his hands were up. I was watching the sideline.
Coming in for the Vikings, number 15, Brennan Coleman.
Okay, that's what he's. I bet the referee is telling him, "Hey, we played.
Well, I sure hope
let you
so.
play
That's
the advantage."
About as obvious as you can be.
Yeah. And I don't necessarily disagree. I think that was probably the right call from the referee to do that. Ooh, just a nice play, just a bad bounce.
I'll tell you what the refs will remember is that was not incidental contact. That kid kept his arm on for a long time, so they're going to keep an eye on those guys back there.
Yeah.
Anything out of the ordinary, they're going to get called on it.
Nice,
Come
Jim.
on,
That's
strong here. A little bit out of position, but easy for the
easy play for the cheetah, huh?
cheetah.
Eric Binder did a nice job filling in there. He went in really into the center there to cover for Mason and did a nice job blocking out any real attack.
Kind of a little bit unusual in my eyes is normally 8 and 9 Raby and Schrader dominate possession, and it just hasn't been there. It's been more, kind of back and forth with longer balls and not a lot of midfield play, and that's where we're really strong.
Yeah, Jim, I was trying to look at that early because you had a really good point there. One of the things I saw is if you look, both of the captain's bands are midfielders, center midfielders for the Knights. So that probably tells you they're probably seniors. I haven't had a chance to look yet, but number 11, I said he kind of looks like an Oshkosh United
He's a
type
junior,
of player.
and number 3 is a senior.
Okay,
And
so
he's got his foot on the ball a lot.
So you got a couple of older guys there. There we go.
There they are, just when we asked. The super softs, almost delivered a goal there.
Yeah,
Just
the
a
Magic
hair.
Man, we need to let him turn it on, Jim.
That's not a good bounce for us.
Lucky for us right there. This corner is extremely hard to film.
Brennan, you got 5.
Mason in the right spot. Let's see if Brennan can pick it up.
15's, Just got to stay after it a little bit. Not
Brennan-
so much watching.
Brennan came in at outside mid again, Jim. Did you notice that?
Yep. Astor needs that rotation out there. A lot of miles on those boys. Not too easy. I'd like to see
Boy, way
Luke
too,
step up.
Luke, you gotta, Luke, when you watch this back, that, I'm okay with you keeping 2 steps when you're out in the center of the field, but when you're in the danger zone like that, the scoring zone, you need to be
Returning for
right
the
on them.
Knights, number 7, Isaias Gutierrez, and number 10, Jacob Diker.
So we're coming into the 21st minute, just not quite halfway through, and it's been a seesaw battle, Jim. I don't see either team really showing any dominance. For a while there, WLA just a few minutes ago, I thought had a really nice stretch. And now I maybe Lourdes had a little nicer stretch. It's a nice takedown.
Wow, Ben
Ben is really fighting through a lot of physical contact there.
It'll be interesting to see as this game wears on which team's a little stronger, a little better shape.
Cheetah?
There we go.
Ooh, Jim, I didn't know if he was going to be able to pounce on that one.
I'll tell you what, I just feel a confidence with him back there. I haven't felt in a few years, so it's good. It's a really good thing. There, Kyler's kind of forcing the issue, and I think he got a call on that.
Yeah, and I actually pushed before the ball got to him, which is interesting. Is he calling direct? Yes. Oh, he called an indirect. Do you ever notice how indirect is at an angle and direct? Did you notice his arm was in between? I didn't know what he was calling.
That's when it's, whatever.
Coming
You
in
gotta
for the
ask.
Vikings, number 4, Micah Hines, and number 11, Nathan Schmidt.
So they called it indirect. That's why it was a tap and then a shot. But boy, I guess back in my day I would ask.
You would think there aren't that many different signs in soccer that they could make them a little more distinctive than that. It's not like there's 45 different signs.
Yeah.
Richie, over here.
This is good. We're going to load it up a little bit, put a half a dozen in the box.
Mark up.
What we got on the kick here?
Brennan.
Brennan.
Mr. Coleman going to
Yeah.
send it in there, see what he can do.
Is Richie Thiesva? He's in the mix, huh?
Nice
Oh, that's
ball.
why he's there.
Hey, that's
why
all
he's
right.
There.
No, what?
Oh.
What's the call?
Oh, that's.
He's allowed his space. He was just playing the ball.
That's I'm not real happy with that call, Jim, to be real honest.
Playing the ball.
That should not have been a call whatsoever. He's calling a push, but he is face forward. There's not real happy with the call. Neither is coach, and he's making it known. He's making it known, which
Coming right in the. Did Tyler catch that one? No. Come on. Where's your quickness?
yeah, if you catch it, you get to autograph it.
Come on, Tiger.
So evidently,
That one again.
evidently in the box is going to be tight.
Yeah, boy, that's just.
Thank you.
We'll replay that for. I'll try and replay that for the fans, but definitely should not have been a call from what I saw up here. Here comes Richie this time, Jim. Ooh, a nice spinner again.
Nice deep.
Bang it! Yes, it is! Wow! I love it!
Caleb Schrader, how's that for a pick it out of the air?
Boy,
nice
I
and
just.
clean and
Holy
send it
cow.
home.
In the 24th minute, Jim, finally.
In the 24th minute, Viking goal by number 9, Caleb Schrader.
Off an excellent free kick from Thiesfeld.
Thiesfeld again.
Holy cow.
He's become a weapon. The 30-aught Rich. Remember the nickname we gave him?
30-aught Rich just put one right on target, and we had a little deflection. Jim, I don't want to say that was well-deserved from the call before that, but, you
Returning for the
know,
Knights,
sometimes you
number 3,
need a
Dan
break,
Dunn, and number 6, Marshall Pecor.
because I don't think that call was necessarily in our favor, but maybe it's a new game. We'll have to see. What you have to do, this is always the most dangerous 3 minutes in soccer. After you score,
Yep.
the person that plays well in the next 3 minutes, I hate to say it, but typically will win the game. Nice.
Oh, how about
That was
how about Mason Kobelik down there? That's the second time he's thrown his body at the ball. Now I know he's a very intelligent young man, so that's definite. It's not common sense not kicking in. That's just desire right there. So John, the first nickname of the night for Mason Kobelik, JYD, the junkyard dog. He'll do whatever it takes. I love him. He's like a pit bull back there.
Junkyard Dog. Wow.
That's a positive, a very positive nickname. You got to have one of them, don't you, on every team or a couple.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, their forward number 7 did not like it. In fact, he retaliated back, and I think if the ref would have seen that, he probably would have gotten a warning. Not a yellow card, but he probably would have gotten a warning for retaliation there. But, you know,
that's what I like about these Vikings, and it's been that way for a number of years. They keep their head,
Returning for the Knights, number
just play
13,
hard. And
Nehemias
Yeah.
Gutierrez.
and I have to say
And
that.
in for the Vikings, number 14, Brian Pollock. Number 3, Ben Dorst. Number 8, Jack Grady. And number 7, Sam Schrader.
Throwing for WLA, but Jim, what you were saying is that's something that's a coaching culture, and I have to give Coach kudos for that because, you know, we've had some hothead players over the years, but he has always been able to somehow keep those kids in control. And I've seen them play in other sports where they didn't keep their control, but yet they played soccer and they did. So I'm going to give kudos to the coaching culture that Coach Haig has done over the years.
absolutely, we've seen it within our own program and many times outside of our program where emotions get the best of kids. They lose focus, and somewhere along the line it costs you a game or a season or whatever. You know?
Yep. This goes back, and I won't say who it is, but it's a red team, and it's not this one, but I can remember. It hasn't been in probably 8-9 years, but if you go back 15 years, that team specifically, boy, they would get a lot of cards, and it was almost like a culture that they had put together.
Yep, the tough guy, the old Chuck Daly Detroit Pistons, the bad boys, right?
Yes.
Same thing.
Yes, the Dennis Rodman of the soccer club.
Yep. And Mahorn and Lambier, how you love to hate those guys.
Ooh, danger here.
To get to that one. All right. Not pretty, but Mitchell got it out. And
Yep. Now, the ball must have been past the line after it was hit because he's calling it a goal kick.
Keely.
Returning for the Knights, number 11, Jackson Moore.
ton of subbing by both teams.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, Jim, tell us what we've done in the subbing here.
Haven't seen this in a long time. I got to believe both teams have had 8-9 subs already, so it's pretty apparent. Maybe it's the heat, maybe it's getting into the 3-4 games a week, but we're definitely seeing a lot of kids tonight, both ways.
Yeah, I see number 11 for WLA, Nathan Schmidt. Is that correct?
Yep.
Playing up in the forward position at the moment.
Yeah, just a wonderful. And last time we called the game, I pointed him out. I thought that Nathan had improved more than anyone from the first game we saw to last week. The aggressiveness. Now he's the backup. He comes in at forward and rotates with the two seniors. So
well, let's see what he can do, because last time we scored off a corner kick. Let's see if we can do it again.
Is that Ryan? Who is that?
Is he?
Ryan Pollock.
Yeah,
Yep,
okay,
another
Ryan.
lefty. So
Let's see what we can do here. Maybe we have another set play, and a little low, hard to hit.
Ooh. Hard to handle.
Go
Send
back
it
to him.
in.
Hey,
Send it
Jim,
in.
I like what he did. Did you notice he got back on sides?
Yeah.
Now he was watching as he played.
That's another one.
Tough call there.
Yeah, but what does that tell you about Ryan?
Hey, he knows the game.
Paying attention, knows what's going on, understands.
Maybe he's watched our game film when we say that's one of the plays that's
And
most often
we see it.
offsides.
We see it every night, don't we?
Oh. You even see it in college, Jim. You'd think they'd learn. Did you see any down when you were in Winona? Yeah, because you see it.
Yeah. Good
Oh,
ball.
nice ball. Well, here he comes. Let's see what he can do with it.
Look at that
Boy,
head
he
up. See
put his
that
head
look?
up. Yeah, Jim.
Who's
good.
coming? Who's coming?
Oh, a drag away.
Nice.
Van Dorst trying to get a foot on it. That's where we're not getting it right there. You know,
No.
who's
That's Micah
playing?
Hines.
Oh, Micah's in there. Yep, Micah Hines. We have to, I think what we need to do with our center mids is stagger them a little bit. They're playing a little too flat as they get forward on
They're
offense.
playing lateral.
Yeah, and then we have a real hole here that, they communicate and one up, one back, and we'll be good. Look at 11. I mean, how's that for a third option up front scoring? This he's got some talent.
Okay, Sam Schrader's in for Luke at the spot that I just think that he's going to have to learn that you got to stop the attack up higher in the field.
Right, and also at the same time we have Micah Hines in for Caleb Schrader, so we get right in that little midfield area, the stopper and two center mids, we got two subs, so communication will be important here. I like what you see out of a kid like Sam Schrader. We see him play 3-4 different positions, very versatile.
Yep. Just that's one of the things, though, if you're going to play that spot, boy, you got to come up and make that play and not let the ball get so deep.
You want playing time? Show coach you can play 2 or 3 spots. You're going to be in there a lot.
Hey, there's a live action ball here
Oh,
in
I
the
thought Jack
danger
was going
zone.
to cut that off. See, now here again don't really have that center mid where we should be. See, again, they're playing awfully, as you would say, parallel. Oh, that's a nice.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Is that Jack? Wow, what a
Jack.
with a weak foot.
Hey, the Magic Man just about pulled a ball out of his sock and put it in there.
Returning for the Knights, number 5, Keely Maines. And for the Vikings, number 6, Richie Thiesfeld. Number 9, Caleb Schrader. And number 18, Kyler Narrance.
I can remember one season, Jim, a few years back where Jordan Hawkins played like 4 positions. We had so many people hurt.
Yeah.
Do you remember that
Yeah.
season? I don't think the kid hardly ever got a break. He was playing so many positions.
Good ball.
I don't remember if that was the year Duran hurt his knee. He was playing some forward. He was playing some defense because we had an injury back there.
I distinctly remember because my son was in goal his senior year when your son
Must have been
Jordan
a junior
volunteered to go back and play some defense for us, and Caleb said, "Oh, nice, touch it!
Oh,
there you go,
bang it!
oh,
Diagonally back. Oh,
Brennan with a great opportunity there. Wish he next time pound that in, son.
That's a weird direction with the ball there. That's
Just
spinning
nice and low and
sideways.
hard would have been a goal there.
Ooh. That's better, Mitch. Get it to somebody rather than just kick it. There's a time to clear and there's a time to get it to somebody. That right there is the advantage of playing a high-low
Yes.
in soccer or
Anywhere on the field. Now,
what I
again,
would
now,
call
see how
vertical.
See how flat we should be, a little
Right.
bit more staggered.
Yep, more horizontal,
Because that
Or
drop
more
can
vertical.
be deadly. That drop pass, just
especially a drop pass
Returning
for
for
a
the
shot.
Vikings, number 20, Luke Schlavinski.
so. The last 5 minutes, what have you noticed?
Confidence, Jim.
Yeah.
Confidence after the score and a little different
Yeah.
field separation.
Gosh, it seems like the ball's been down here 4 out of the last 5 minutes or more. So I don't know if that's a trend, if we just a little adrenaline boost after the score or what, but I like it. We're controlling it much better.
Yeah. Well, like I said, and not that I always say that 3 minutes after the first score tells you a lot about what's going to happen in the game, in my opinion. And Lourdes kind of went hard at it, but we played right hard back. And he's got to go get
How
it.
quick that burst was. Boy, that Schmidt's kid, he's got some, the Schmidt kid has some quicks.
And there's a nice play for the ball right there.
Nice job.
Oh, and he got chucked, right? Is he going to play advantage? No
and,
signal
you
from
know,
the ref.
11 turns around and looks at him. That should have been a taunt right there. You can't do that in high school. Can't believe there wasn't a call. There, see, you got what was coming to you, son. Right in the chops. You don't do that.
Nairns with a nice grab it foot. Just a little bit of a bad bounce. Otherwise, that could have been a real big opportunity for us because he was basically, Jim, down there one-on-one with him and the defender.
Here comes the big fella.
Coming in for the Vikings,
Galloping
number
Gabe.
22, Gabe Pruss. And returning, number 8, Jack Raby.
So with the length of Gabe Pruss's legs, I'm going to count tonight how many strides it takes him to get halfway up the field. Maybe only 4 or 5 and you'll have her. Oof, that gets through. Oh, my word.
Oh,
Was that the
Nice.
magic man? Did you see that pass?
that was
Jack Raby.
You
beautiful.
could not have walked up there and set that ball any better. I think Kyler was so amazed that ball got through there that he just kind of...
Jim, I don't want to say it was a little bit of luck because his nickname is the Magic Man, but I'll tell you, I think there was a little bit of luck in there because it kind of like got through 3 sets of legs somehow. Here he comes at it.
I just like the way he approaches every situation. Instead of going up and contesting it, he stood off his man, got in the right angle, this kid's got some smarts. Got some soccer sense. Get up there, Cal.
All right, Cal. Nice job.
Oh, Cal kind of sounds like a baby eagle when he's calling for that ball. Did you hear?
I called it a roar last week, but it was maybe a tenor roar.
I really don't care what it is. That kid is impressive. Fun to watch. Here we go, Caleb. Get on your
Take a
there
whack.
It is. There it is. Oh, good defense.
He just wanted to really tee that one up, Jim, really
What
hard.
a nice play by Luke Schlavinski.
Let's see if he takes the
Right
shot.
here, right here. Oh,
Jack is
inside now,
dangerous.
inside. All right.
He's got the drop. I don't know why he didn't want to drop it, but
Tell you what, when you've got the depth that Pastor Haig has developed, those midfielders and forwards, they can just run and go all out because, you'll get your break. You'll get your 5 minutes and
oh, here's a danger. Boy, Jim, I'm sorry. I love the way he talks out on the field.
it's awesome. It's awesome.
And he's loud and
Yeah, find him. Oh, get back on that, Nathan.
Footwork just wasn't quite set.
He wanted to spin on that, turn spin.
He was definitely going to give, that's all. He was going to give Jack that return pass, and that would have been sweet.
Got some subs for
Returning
WLA
for
and
the
some
Vikings,
sirens.
number 3, Ben Dorst. And number 7, Sam Schrader.
John, how can you live up here every time we do a game in this? this
This is,
crime-ridden community of Fond du Lac that you live in, we hear sirens. The only time we hear them in Lamar is when the high school kids steal a cop car and go on a joyride, you know?
Well, not only do we have that, but we have bombs bursting in midair.
Oh, I heard about that.
It was an unusual event this week, too.
Nice play, Mitchell Edwards.
I like that he got it to someone and a through ball, a little bit outstretched. I like the idea. I would have liked the idea of a more of a diagonal play to Ben Dorst was on the other side. I think it could have offered a little bit more, but nonetheless.
Oh, okay.
WLA with a free kick. Is Richie in? Yes, he is. And this could be a big opportunity for WLA. Richie has been a heck of a weapon. I don't know if we've scored 2 or 3 times from one of Richie's free kicks. So we'll see what he can do. Hope everybody's ready to go. We got him lined up in a very good formation here for exactly what's going to transpire. Ooh, the kick is unfortunately to the near side. We're going to look like we're going to play the backside on that and played the front side.
Come on, Keely, come on.
Richie battling now. This isn't his normal side, but he's battling. Right to Luke. Luke picks it up. Oop. Rough first touch. Jim, it's really, we often talk about this, it's always about that first touch. And I don't care whether you're in college or grade school or high school, that first touch in soccer is so important. You can't let it go long. You want to drop it and no more than 2 strides ever. No more than 2 strides away from you. That ball's, you know, the better the player, the more that can drop right down directly at your feet.
Returning for the Knights.
So that you can do something with it.
Returning for the Knights, number 27, Ryan Kroll.
39th minute, about 6 minutes left. WLA up 1-0 on a very tight match. Absolutely beautiful. It's cooled off a little bit. Probably down to about 65 degrees, but it's still, for the players and fans, it's still very comfortable.
John, you've got some big spiders hanging around you.
Is that Spider Patrol?
Yeah.
Last week it was killer mammoth mosquitoes. And I can see why the spiders are so big, Gwen, because when you have mosquitoes that are the size of sparrows,
Yes.
you get much bigger. Ooh. Well, that time I thought Cheetah was playing a little bit back in the hole, but boy, he came out and he was fast with it and knew exactly what to do there. A little bit of a lull for WLA. There's a hold, and that time it was called, which is the correct call. Richie again with a free play. This is a dangerous spot.
He's trying to play the ball, sir.
No, he wasn't.
And here comes the kick from Richie. Oh, it's perfect. Perfect, and a nice header. Got it right on. A perfect hit with his head snap, but unfortunately the goalie was right in that particular location. But an excellent play. Nice by Richie Thiesfeld again. Second really awesome one of the night. Good play. Get it out of bounds. When in doubt, kick it out.
Look at over by your jacket, John.
Good. I'm going to take him home. Nice job by... nice play.
Just like, oh, you picked the right man for the job.
Throw in. Back pass coming fast.
Make up a fake story.
Coming in for the Knights, number 14, Peter Chartier.
Back flags 3.5. Let's hustle. Let's fire up.
Getting close to half here, aren't we, John?
Yeah. Looks like a...
Plays Jack.
Ooh, that's a dandy.
I know, we're taking him home.
Should we zoom in? That might be John's putt.
Oh!
Clickety clack. Oh,
Last time I heard a clack that hard, I heard a kid break his leg down at Kettle Moraine.
Jordan King. Brian Eaton. Jordan
Brian.
King broke his against Kettle Moraine too.
yeah,
Brian.
that was a shotgun crack, wasn't it?
There was two that I specifically, actually three. The
John.
CWC.
That's blonde kid from CWC.
Twice.
Back-to-back years.
Yes.
That was horrible.
That was a
Yeah, that was
shotgun,
bad.
but Brian Eaton's was also because it was a shotgun and then a cry.
Yeah.
And that's what I heard right there, and I'm glad nobody got hurt because that one sounded bad.
I truly, that Eaton one, I remember I ran him to the hospital in West Bend
He had to have surgery.
because he broke it.
Now, Jim, the guy is hobbling. This is after the play, so
Returning for the Knights, number 10, Jacob Diker.
Little side note to that CWC injury.
Who wants the ball?
I'll just wait.
Luke, you're on
okay,
it.
Luke, this is what we're talking about here, bud. It's okay to play that way in the midfield, but remember what I said. Just there. That's
Nice
great
job,
play.
Luke.
Close out on that ball. Don't let them see the field. That's been my philosophy. Mitch Edwards making a run. See if he can get it out of bounds or make the turn. Good,
win.
Mitch. Nice win. Nice win.
So you remember Eric Wickman, part of the 2010
Yes,
group?
absolutely.
Well, when that kid from CWC broke his leg, if you remember, he just stood there. He didn't move. He just stood there.
Was that the first time or the
I
second
think
time?
the second. And he did, the trainers came out and pulled down his sock and pulled off his shin guard to take a look at his leg, and Eric Wickman was standing there. And he said what he saw made him want to throw up. So it was obviously a fracture.
It was a Joe Theismann.
Oh, here we go, Ben Dorst.
Oh,
Let's get
nice
one more.
move, and he's being held.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
1 minute remaining in the half.
Great footwork down there by Ben.
I'll tell you what, our fans are fired up. They're asking their kids to play way more aggressively when it gets into the danger zone. It's like you got to smell that blood and really get aggressive. And
Yep.
we have played a little bit hesitant tonight. And Jim, it almost looks like, I don't want to say we're tired, but it looks like we're fatigued the amount of games we've had in such a short period of time. It looks like the mid part of the season fatigue that we often see.
I agree with you 100%.
Oh, there's a nice shot.
There it
It's
is.
off the pole
There
and
it
goes in off of a reflection. And
Is that
Schrader,
Caleb? Which one got the first shot?
the
Caleb
first
or
one
Jack?
is
Raby.
Jack Raby
Off
took the
the
shot
post?
off the pole, and then Sam Schrader put it right back
In
in.
the 45th minute, Viking goal by number 7, Sam Schrader.
Boy, Jim, with 15 seconds left in the half, they put it in. That is a real way to take the wind out of a team's sails. Play pretty well all half and then go down 2-0 with 15 seconds left.
10,
All they need to do
9,
is kick it out of
8,
bounds.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, way to go, Bart!
Jim, I'll have to
Yeah.
tell you, it's been a real seesaw battle. What did you see, or what's your take on this first half?
Little lethargic start for the Vikings. Then they had about a 5 to 7 minute period where they, seemed to kind of take control a little bit. They got that first goal. The energy level was up. Then they seemed to plateau again for a little bit. But hey, let's give Lourdes some credit. They're a good, solid team. Better, probably in the top 4 in the league. So let's give them a lot of credit too.
Yeah, I'm sure it's tough for them to go down 2-0 because they've really actually played so well. Anyways, hey, Jim, a great first half. WLA up 2-0. We'll be right back after the halftime report. On this week's Jim and John halftime report, we are going to reveal top secret information about WLA soccer that we have uncovered. WLA's soccer program has long been the envy of other Flyway teams. Many have sent undercover agents to spy on WLA. Our mission this week is to find out the top secret location of where WLA practices and what they are doing. We'll start our mission at WLA looking for players to follow. Hey, that looks like Luke Slavinsky. Let's follow him. But he is trying to pull the killdeer ploy on us, acting like his leg is broken. He has been successful. We have followed him instead of finding the team. Let's see if they went to the WLA practice field. No such luck. Well, maybe they went to Faith. They have a big field. No, just grade school kids. Hey, does anybody know where the soccer team from WLA practices? We've just been handed a secret piece of information. Somebody said they practice off-site and they don't use a bus to get there, possibly a white unmarked van. Hey, we've heard these tips before. Somebody told me they sometimes float down the creek. I have an idea. Maybe they're practicing at the soccer complex. Man, that is so big. I hope we can find them. No such luck. I just got a call and somebody has spotted what looks to be like an unmarked white van by an open field. Let's go. I think I spotted it. That's it. That's it. I can't believe it. I found the WLA players and they're practicing. Hey, they are at the... Hey!
Viking goal by number 18, Kyler Narrance, on an assist from Caleb Schrader.
We had a gremlin in the booth, folks. I apologize. We thought the film was rolling. I just want to take you back. We had 2 corner kicks in a row, both by Tyler Schrader. And the first one almost was a possible that went in on an own goal, and the second one went off of Narrance made a great play and put it in to give WLA a 3-0 lead. And so I apologize that the gremlin got up here and got a hold of the camera. Yeah.
Tell you what, John, we're gonna dock your pay.
Hey, you calling me a gremlin? Is that my nickname? Or bad cameraman? Here comes first corner for
Good ball.
For the Knights for the evening. Richie gets his foot on it. He's looking for somebody to play it to. Not sure what he exactly was trying to do there, Jim. Just get it to space and then go chase it. I'm not sure.
I think so. Just pop it through, and
because there was a lot of traffic there, and he hits it off.
You know, I know we didn't have footage of that last goal, but John, I watch a lot of soccer from high school all the way to the professionals, and a corner and a header like that is such precision and such talent. It just these kids never cease to amaze me how they execute. That was a perfect corner kick. There's nothing that any goalie could have done about it. Wow.
Oh, there's a nice ball for Ben to run it, but almost went over his head. Jim, remember my stat, about 1 in 8 corner kicks for WLA seems to find the net. And we've had 2 tonight. 2 of our 3 goals have actually went off of... one was a free kick.
Yep.
Okay, you're right, Gwen. Thank goodness we got you keeping track of things. You do a heck of a job, too, by the way.
So, this past weekend, John, we were up in Winona, Minnesota, watching MLC play, and a whole contingent of, as you know, WLA parents went up there because we have 5 boys on the MLC roster now, and it was a great afternoon. Pastor Haig and his wife Lisa, they picked up their daughter Naomi from lacrosse, and they came over. And John, to see the look on his face watching 5 of his former players now playing up there, you know how proud he is of his alums. And you've got 3 sons that fit that bill, and for him that was a fabulous afternoon.
Oh, nice to get through it there.
Sarah played for him.
Right. Yep. And it's part of the WLA family, and I think we're a part of that, and it's a very special, little special fraternity.
That was a little bit of push in the back.
Well, and what's interesting, Jim, is you said the boys. Yet alone there's some WLA girls as well. I know we're more tied in to the boys over the years, but
sure, Danielle Hall and Sarah Kell. It was great to see the Kell family again.
Oh, I love the Kell family.
But you should have seen these other MLC players and parents looking at us, because we all got together, the whole WLA family. There was probably about 30 of us. We're all jumping around, taking our picture, and they're like, "Wow, you guys at WLA, you're pretty tight." And I said, "We are."
Travel well, that's what they said. We do.
I had 2 sister-in-laws that were actually at that tournament. I don't know if you got to meet my other sister-in-law, Diane's sister Linda.
Oh yeah, she was there.
Well, Linda and then Lori. Did you get the chance to meet Lori? She was there as well. Another corner kick. Boy, I hope we can defend this. Whenever you get that 2-0, 3-0 lead, you kind of lay off the gas. Let's not let them down here. Good ball. And a nice one. Was that Shalinsky that
was Luke first?
Nailed that. Really nice. Get something more on it, Mitch. Magic Man stepped up. Ooh, bad ricochet.
Oh, he was offside.
Nope. Junkyard Dog was back behind him.
There was one guy that was a little further back.
That was the Junkyard Dog.
Wow, are you impressed with the precision of both teams? These corners and free kicks are just gorgeous.
Yeah. That was close to an illegal throw, but boy, there's a lot of arm there. I don't know why, Jim. I thought the other game we played a little bit more diagonal to the corners more, and tonight we're just trying to get them straight through. So
what do you attribute that to, John? Is it the WLA players are so good that they're giving taking what the other team is giving, or you think it's a strategy on Coach Haig's part? Or?
I don't know, but I have seen that in years past that there is such a. Regardless, I don't like it. Let's put it that way. I'd much rather see him look up and maybe go a little bit more at an angle wider than try and just force it up through the center. Because if you watch these force through the center, we only get 1 out of 10 through. Another corner kick, Jim. They're closing in. Well, that's low and easy to defend. And he does.
Give Lourdes some credit. They came out here in the second half, and
they've got a little bit more gas than we do. Oh.
As Pastor hollers, get a touch. He turns around and he got a touch.
He got hit right in the back of the head. Hey, Jim,
big smile on his face.
I was looking at the stats of the first half, and WLA outshot Lourdes 11-4, and that didn't include the 2 scores.
Come on, Dad! Oh, you got
11-4?
11-4.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that much of
maybe a little more dominant than we.
Yeah, at least on the shot end of it. So I was actually surprised at that. But I have to say, this half so far, and this is why I'm bringing it up, Lourdes looks like they're out shooting and outplaying us, except for the initial goal, and that's what counts, Jim.
Yeah.
1-0 in the second half goals, and that's really the bottom line. And you and I have seen so many games where you see a team outplay the other ones, but they get lucky or whatever and get a goal. It's all about the goal. That's what I like, Luke. Luke came up, disturbed the play. Now we're covering, but
look at JYD, he's everywhere.
JY,
the Junkyard Dog.
I love it. The Junkyard Dog really describes it. Boy, you must sit up late at night when Gwen is reading. You're writing down like.
I'll tell you what, John. I don't have many talents, but one of them is I've always been able to peg people with some pretty good nicknames.
Yep.
So,
I can just see Gwen's got her reading glasses on at night, probably reading, and Jim's got his tablet out trying to think of nicknames for the soccer.
You're close. She has the Hallmark Channel on, and I have seen every one of those shows 100 times, and I could repeat
Is the
them.
Kleenex box
Yes.
close?
So I need to find other hobbies, so that's one of them.
Illegal throw. Good call. You know, I saw that before and he let it go. This time it hit him.
Middle. Attaboy.
Magic Man, perfect play right back. Get it rid of it. There you go.
There we go. We got that.
Make something happen with it.
Oh, look at him shield. What a beautiful spin move.
Richie trying to go back. You got a lot of traffic over there, Richie. Ooh. Just FYI, look at Luke Slavinsky this half versus where he was this. Remember I said that's been kind of open right here in this part of the field. And
now we do have a little.
now there's an open.
balance.
Yep.
That black hole is gone. Ooh. We thought that
And now Luke was sliding back into it.
Look at it. Very nice.
Yep.
He's doing a nice job there, Call. And there's a kid with very little experience. You know, he's backed up John O'Connor a little bit last year, but I mean,
Yeah.
a great senior campaign for him.
Uh-oh.
Come on, big fella.
Boy, he comes out, almost takes his own player out. He is an aggressive goalkeeper, and he's done an awesome job. Again, and look at the kicks. And the kicks really give us a chance.
I don't know, John. I like Cheetah, but when he's all decked out in black, he almost looks a little bit more like a Puma, doesn't he?
Hey, last week I got a text, and I'll share this with the fan club, but Jack Magic Man's, I think it was Jack's little sister, made a sign with the cheetah on it. She had cheetah glasses. It was just really awesome.
Seriously?
So I'm going to show the fan base out there. I'll get that. It was texted to me during the game last week. That's why I was laughing. We're going to show that because that's what we were talking about. True fans. It was absolutely awesome.
John, we've some better step there. There we go.
So hopefully I just put it up so you guys could see it. But absolutely awesome.
You know, we've seen that for almost 15 years. How many games have get on that? Have
Nice.
we watched, John, where there's ball runners, and the next thing you know, we're up here doing a game, and they're out on the field. They've grown up, they've become soccer players, and now there's another set, and they just keep coming and coming.
Jim, the hard thing about that is it happens so fast.
It does.
You know?
And a lot of people ask, well, why do you still go watch the games and do all that? We love it, and this is such good soccer to me. This is very pure soccer.
Yep.
And
Kids playing for the love of the game, trying to get better.
yep, it's good stuff. And every year there's new kids to watch and enjoy, and you watch them grow up right before your very eyes.
Absolutely. We were just talking about one of the kids that played here and was an okay player, not a standout. Now that he's playing in college,
Yeah.
Just an amazing difference. And
Let's give him a shout out, Justin Digman. Yep, you bet. Great kid, great family, right?
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And the best call ever in high school soccer broadcasting was when
Yes.
we said, back in action for the Vikings,
Right, with
number
this-
3.
Returning for the Vikings, number 14, Ryan Pollock.
Hey, just got another free commercial.
We never did get any royalties
Hey.
from Digman.
I never even got like a free steak sandwich.
Hey, that was my line.
It was.
It was, so you should have got it, but still, Jim just did it again and got a free plug-in for Back in Action.
Which
so-
you and I may be needing in the next year or two the way we're going. So
Oh, nice ball into the danger zone. Nice cross from one of the Schraders out there.
now, John, you had one of the best lines ever, but I just didn't have the guts to announce it when we were playing North Fondy Oakfield Springs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We won't bring that one
That
up.
was the best ever. That actually came up last weekend, and when we were having a cocktail or two. And, yes.
Little bit of back and forth here.
Oh,
Oh, nice ball. Can he get a foot on it? Yes, he does, but just outside. Nice shot by Narens to almost put the fourth goal in. But a great play by a bunch of players out there to actually advance the ball and get us into a very good position to shoot.
Coming in for the Knights, number 14, Peter Chartier, and number 20, Nathan Barknet.
Those two senior forwards have really started to get a feel for each other on the diagonals and stuff, and you just saw a great pass from Ben Dorst, one senior, to another, and Kyler Narens.
You know, one of the things one of their moms told me, I think it was Mrs. Narens, was we made a comment about those two playing together. Her comment back was how much time they've played together, and they felt that they knew each other very well. And that was the same thing that Raby told me about their son and Schrader, is that they've played together so much. So that was a great adjustment, and I think part of this nice winning streak and much better offensive stretch has been that switch of those two players. Has made a big difference.
Now, by doing that, that was for the betterment of the team. It doesn't mean that now Caleb's not going to be scoring and stuff, because we've seen that he can score from anywhere, but he's just probably a much better distribution at midfield. And I think Ben feels a little more comfortable up top.
Yeah, and I think it fits their body types a little bit better, Jim, as you and I talked about. Forwards, they got to hold that ball. They got to be strong. Here comes the ball in. It's dangerous, but
there's another kid that's played much better, that Eric Binder. I think he's solidified that right fullback, and he's done a nice job.
He came in there and helped out his goalie. The goalie, the Cheetah, was calling out, but you know, there was no chance. He didn't want that ball to go in. He kicked it out for another corner kick. How many corner kicks, girls, is that for?
4 or 5 this time.
What's our stat girl's name again?
Sam and Emma.
Sam and Emma. How many corner kicks is that for Lourdes' half? 4. Wow. So they've really had some opportunities.
Returning for the Knights, number 6, Marshall Pecor. And for the Vikings, number 15, Brennan Coleman.
John, we got to get Luke Schlavinsky a nickname. The kid, he deserves one. He's a senior.
While you're watching the Hallmark Channel, Jim. And if you come back with On Golden Pond or something, I don't even know what those shows are.
You know, I did go to college with Luke's father for 1 year, John Schlavinsky, who was principal in Fox Lake. And I could tell you many, many stories about him, but we want to keep it G-rated. So, but anyway, you know, we're going to come up. We'll give all the seniors one before the end of the year for sure. So we got to work on Mr. Edwards and Luke. Who else we got?
Stop, Brian!
I'm good, thanks.
I don't want to take my eye off, or the gremlin will get the camera again. And I've already fired myself twice this season.
You know, John, in the couple of years we've been doing this, both soccer and basketball, man, we've had bad camera work. And we're not going to really say who it is because, you know, it's free. So,
yeah.
A lot of people think it's us, but it's not really.
The best one when we had an assistant up here that did it, that was our best camera work.
You're right.
I didn't see any, otherwise I probably would have tried.
Oh, thanks.
Joking when.
So, you know how we got ball boys and ball girls? We need to have a full-time.
Yes.
We need to recruit a kid that's
Yeah, but your pay sucks.
can actually pay attention. Thanks, Tyler.
I can feel the love.
You know,
So, John, I got to tell you, I was going to tell you this last time. Ran into
Coming in for the Knights, number 18, Adam Degler.
Julie Becker
okay.
at our niece's wedding a few weeks ago, and she's like, "We love the Jim and John show, but think you guys could do a volleyball match because their daughter plays on it and their friends would love us to." And I said,
And they're ranked.
Yeah, they're ranked in the state. They're having a good year. And I said, I'd have to talk to John because you're you're the brains behind the operation. But I said, you know what, Julie? I don't think John and I really even know volleyball.
I don't know the new how it all works.
Yeah, I mean, we could, but we could. Uh-oh.
Okay, calling against Lourdes.
He's pointing to the penalty at first.
Yeah, he's just pointing to the spot of the foul.
He is. He gave a pet. That is the worst call I may have ever seen in my life.
There's no way that was a foul! A penalty kick? You are joking!
That is incredible. I have never.
Wow, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that because, to be honest with you, I didn't see it. And coach is extreme. No card, just a penalty kick. Well, Cheetah, let's see what she can do. This is a tough position for any goalie.
Straight on too. Is that weird?
It's going left, and he misses. The tough part about that call, or this is twice we've seen things, Jim, where it's like the call really was not in our favor, but you know what? The result was it didn't affect us one way or another, and that's exactly what happened there. And I know Pastor is not happy with the call, and he shouldn't be, but it really didn't affect us.
You know, a good way to when a call like that is made, you look at all the players. There wasn't a single Lourdes player that even had any clue that it was a penalty until he set the ball there and told somebody to go kick it. They had no idea.
We didn't have an idea, Jim. We didn't have a.
Returning for the
we didn't have an idea.
Number 11, Nathan Schmidt.
Mine snapped really nice. I've already thrown my shoulder off.
Jim, the lights are on at Fond du Lac High tonight. Notice that? Is that tennis?
Could be.
Is having a good year.
Oh, yeah.
Spin move by Slavinsky, puts it in.
His parents were
Former player of mine. That's his name.
No, see that? Okay, I was going to say, you got to make that call. That's a definite easy one to make.
No, Brennan, take it.
That was Ryan Pollock doing a nice job grabbing the ball, going with it, and then he got tripped. And good call.
Another sophomore.
This is where we've been dangerous. Richie must not be in. So Brennan Coleman's going to take it from this side. Okay.
Coleman likes those little deeper ones.
Okay, let's see what he can do with this. Hopefully he's going to go back pole, which he does.
Nice.
It's that is a great ball.
What a nice.
Wow.
I didn't even know.
I'll tell you what, that's an A+ for a ball that's spinning hard, low.
Two guys there for us that could have,
That very easily could have been a goal. Good job, Brennan Coleman. Here comes another good ball, and goalie gets it that time. Just a little bit past the run. But Nairn's making, I have to say, Nairn's has been making some good runs.
There you go. Nice
play again. Here comes our midfielders, sucking it up, getting it to his. I was going to say his partner, but Micah's in there right now. Nice job, Micah, getting it back. Here comes Junkyard Dog to come up there and clean up a mess.
Sometimes when I watch Mitchell Edwards, I swear he has 5 feet. How he takes that ball away from them guys is unbelievable. There's just feet kicking everywhere.
Yeah, that was a little bit of we'll have to watch that call back, Jim. You and I were thinking it was a spot foul against those guys, and here it ends up being a penalty kick. Weren't we just talking about making calls with your hands and, no indication whatsoever.
Kind of I saw was when did somebody down?
Keep him inside.
He did knock somebody down, but
Many times we don't see it all, but nobody really saw that. I mean, Lourdes didn't ask for it. They weren't.
Nobody was calling for it. I don't think a single one of our players even knew it was going to happen.
Returning for the Vikings, number 3, Ben Dorst. Number 6, Richie Thiesfeld. Number 7, Sam Schrader. And number 9, Caleb Schrader.
WLA making a lot of subs here. 68th minute, WLA up 3-0. You got a quick goal in the second half. Within the first 30 seconds of the game, WLA ended up putting one in. That's where we stand right now, 3-0 lead. There's the Junkyard Dog playing tight, running it right out of bounds,
Knocked him off the ball. That kid is good. You know, John, I think I'm going to go this way on Mr. Slavinsky. Back in the 80s, the Brewers, the best brewer of all time, in many people's minds, was a fella named Robin Yount.
Oh, yeah.
And and he reminds me a lot of Yount because Luke never takes a minute off. Mr. Intense, he's always there. So I think from here forward, with your blessing, we're going to call him the Kid.
The Kid.
Luke Slavinsky, the Kid, after Robin Yount. How about it?
The Kid.
Can you remember that one?
I just wrote it down, Jim. That's why the camera was slow to swing. Because my assistant was writing it down, or I was.
My other choice was... And you could be one and done. Yes.
Oh.
G-rated show.
Good thing
Well.
John can edit.
It's been hard.
Richie looking for that throw.
No, not one ever.
Oh, nice ball. Is he onside?
Micah.
Oh, no, offsides.
Bad. What a great left foot by Micah Hines
Yep.
there. Did you see that on the run? Put it right in front of the
It was
goal.
a very nice job. But I that's one of those passes that 80% of the time ends up being offsides, and it was. And
Kind of a weird, last 10 minutes to the game, isn't it? Not really any flow, and then that weird
20 minutes.
kick, and just weird, weird.
Oh, the last 10 minutes of
you know
play
what I mean?
here.
Just kind of, the game seems to have lost its rhythm a little bit.
Yeah.
The thing
Or-
is,
oh.
Jim, is we're probably going to need like 3, and it's going to be an extra 50, 60 bucks.
Well, we should either get some more or get it.
Oh, I just love that play. Yeah, Jim, it's kind of
Returning
lost.
for the Knights, number 27, Ryan Kroll.
Yeah, it's been like a 10-minute stretch where we've lost the intensity of the game.
Just kind of a weird feel to it. You know what I mean? Just weird.
There's a nice bump off.
Caleb Schrader still working hard. And I do believe, I'm not sure, are both of the ball runners tonight his brothers? I know one is for sure. I don't know how many little Schraders there are, but a couple more coming up, sounds like.
Returning for the Knights, number 13, Nehemias Gutierrez.
Yeah, I just had to put my jacket on, Jim. It's the winds was really dead. Now we feel like maybe a 3-4 mile an hour, pretty consistent wind.
You better hope that spider isn't crawling on it, John.
I'm not afraid.
It's a good win by Lourdes. Nice run here.
Oh, is that the Junkyard Dog that closed
JYD,
out
baby.
on it?
That's it.
Oh, nice job, Mason. Mason Kolblick, the Junkyard Dog, just closed that one right off.
He just gives up his body all the time. Just whatever it takes.
Here he comes again.
I'm going to beat you.
And he does. And he gets a
Wow.
good pass off.
Love that
Kudos to you, bud. That's a nice play.
Nice crowd tonight, John.
Yeah, that's the first time I've really been paying attention, Jim, over to the crowd. I heard them a little bit earlier when they didn't like a couple of things going on. They were trying to fire up their own kids because they felt they were playing a little lackadaisical and needed a little caffeine pickup. And they were trying to deliver it verbally, which they did. Got a nice shot of caffeine from from the parents section. It's a Mrs. Huth special. She used to say, "Perk up, boys, perk up." So
and of course her husband, legendary, I think either he or Rhodey started the Let's Go Vikings, which Gwen and a few others carried on for years, but I don't hear that much.
Yeah, I don't hear the let's the Come On Vikings.
Jerry Klein was part of that for a while too. He loved that cheer.
But I used to love Mrs. Huth. She'd perk up, boys, perk up. And it's the percolator, Oh, tough play here.
That was a bad break for us.
Nice job.
That was a nice play by Sam Schrader there to keep playing some good defense. Keeping the ball. Another great kick. Snaps his head. Almost.
You hear that roar, "Come on, guys." It reminds me of last year and the year before. How many times when it was quiet out there did we hear the Cleary boys, and his Popeye voice. First out of the air.
That sounds like nice and cold.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's first out of the air, boys, with that gravelly old Popeye voice of his. I miss that.
Now he's down at Platteville.
Is he?
Yep, trying to play a little soccer.
Okay. And I see the third Clary boy, Wyatt, is now a freshman, so we might get the privilege of coaching or calling all three of those names. I'm sure he'll be up in a year or two playing a little varsity.
Oops. Oh, and he gets it off. Miss hit the first one, but cleaned it up on the second one.
Right now we're being
muscled around.
Yeah.
Oh!
Are you kidding me?
Oh, Nelly. I'll tell you what, Jim, that gave new names to American football right there. I'll tell you what, he is tough.
I think right there, Mr. Cal Narrance just told the other team, "This is my house." Wow.
I tell you, I've watched a lot of games. That was Division I goalkeeping right there. Holy smokes.
Returning for the Vikings, number 8, Jack Raby. Number 18, Kyler Narrance. Number 20, Luke Schlavinsky. And number 22, Gabe Press.
I'll have to talk to Pastor Hagen, maybe see next game when Gwen announces if we can call them by their nicknames and see what he says. You know what, I could already, Mr. King, I don't think we'll be doing that.
Especially the Fox Lake thing.
That's right. Well, obviously, Coach would be the legend, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
The legend.
Yep.
There he comes.
Here comes the kid.
He's
taking a shot.
He's feeling it.
Oh.
He was feeling it.
Nairn's gotten away. I think that would have went in.
He was feeling it. Luke said,
Yeah. Hey, Nairn's, get out of the way. Luke is telling him,
Get a little more sun, Jordan.
Yeah, the kid brings it up, takes a shot. You saw the look on his face. I'm going to take the shot. And why shouldn't he, Jim? He's the third leading scorer on the team.
He's working his tail off. What a really nice balance this team has, John. When you look at it, on the back end, you got the kid and you got JYD, two seniors. Solid. And then up front you got, Richie and Ben and Kylie. Just a good sprinkling of seniors, and then a lot of kids following.
You say back number 11, or 6, but you don't even go after the ball.
Oh, nice play by Mitchell Edwards. A lot of arms there. Yep. Junkyard Dog's trying to help the referee because obviously he saw it.
He does that in his spare time, I think.
No, that was the kid.
Oh, that was the kid?
That was the kid.
Okay. Oh, there's a handball uncalled. And that looked like a change of direction to me, but
Boy, that's a lucky header right there for Lourdes because we had two guys on a run there.
all of our fans now know what a handball is and what a handball isn't after last week's halftime show. And Luke clears it out. I try to do rules of the game every year, just taking one thing. Last year we talked offsides. This year was handball. Kind of not a very well understood by a lot of people. They just because the ball or hits the hand or vice versa does not necessarily mean it's a handball.
No, and a lot of it has to do with how far away he is, if that hand is in a unusual position.
Deliberate.
Yes.
And does it change the direction of, and is the hand in an unnatural position? So making a nice play here, making a nice vertical run.
And now look
for the
Jack
drop.
wide open.
Okay. Ooh, he puts it in the corner where I like.
Wow. If he could have just spun, Jack was wide open there down the middle. Step here. He's going to fire. He's a lefty.
Yep, there you go.
Richie says, look at me. Nobody within 10 yards.
You know, Thiesfeld was out here. Remember his cousin played out here, Josh.
Yeah.
And one of the things, Richie, when you watch this back, is when that last play, when Kyler was coming up the field, you should have been hauling up the sideline and then calling for the ball. Your cousin ended up doing that last year. And actually, now that was a perfect call right there. But he made a number of scoring attempts because he was alone on the backside, uncovered, and that's exactly what Richie could have just did.
Yep.
Back up! Whatever the ref says.
That's an arm ball and a yellow card.
It's a yellow card.
And he got away with one because I would have probably, if not anything else, at least warned him. I don't think he saw him move forward because technically you're not supposed to do that.
He didn't even count 10. He counted 4 and then he just kept backing him up. He didn't even count.
Nice play by the cheetah, jumping out there and grabbing it.
When Kyler did that, it was like, ooh, that's a card.
I would have probably carded him myself if I was roughing it, but I would have saw that he actually moved up 2 steps before the kick. You can't do that. It's here comes Gabe with a shot. Nope. Offsides? Nope. Yes, he is. Unfortunately.
That was close.
Yeah, Jim, I definitely was an offsides. You have to say that ref on that side I was watching him. He was right on the line watching. And the sun wasn't in his eyes like we've seen a few refs over there, especially a...
Oh, that wasn't you who said it.
3-0 WLA up 82nd minute. You know, for being down 3... Oh, another nice save. Oh. You know, Jim, what I was going to say is Lourdes is not giving up. They just keep grinding away, and, they got a goal because...
Or was that?
The kid
Or was
did,
that 7?
I think the kid ran in there and got it right away.
Who got 7? Okay.
I was just going to say, they just keep grinding away, and we looked a
In the
little
83rd
lethargic
minute.
there.
Knight goal by number 7. Isaias Gutierrez.
That's a tough one on the goalie, Jim, because he's played such an outstanding game, had a clean sheet going, and a hard shot. Give Lourdes credit. It was a hard shot, tough rebound. I mean, he made the first one really a good play.
Caleb had one of those.
Stop clock.
Gotta watch him. Well, after the crowd yells for 5 minutes, then he goes over and gives him the card. Why didn't you do that at the beginning? If you really thought that was so bad.
Coming in for the Vikings, number 11, Nathan Schmidt, and number 14, Ryan Pollock.
Jim, I rarely see when the crowd can get a referee to change his mind and come over and make a call like that. This has been a little bit rougher than we've seen all year. This has been a rough called game.
Yeah, just a lot of surprises from the guy out in the middle.
Don't want to beat up on the refs, but that I disagree with that.
You know, back to that Lourdes goal, it was just, I saw a play like that last night watching MLC, and the Crown University had a penalty kick against Caleb, and he dove and saved it, came back out, and he popped it right back in. So, you know, those rebounds, those deflections can be huge. You know, you got to react to them defensively. That's a big thing.
Exactly. You can't expect the goalie to do
especially when he's
everything.
when he's on the ground, especially, you know, that takes time to get back up. And
Yeah, that was a tough one. I feel, you know, for the Cheetah, he's played such a good game. That was just one of those things. I mean, sometimes that happens in soccer, but doesn't take away from an awesome game.
I think that would have been his third shutout in a row, I think. I think the last two, weren't they shutouts? Amro and CWC.
That was a dangerous play by the defense there. Not a good idea to hit the ball, because if it deflects like that, makes it hard for your goalie to make a play.
And hopefully the ref doesn't.
There's a handball right there. That was an easy call. Hand not in a natural position, raised up, going for a rebound on basketball, basically. So, Jim, I think that was the first yellow card of the year that I've seen. I'm sure there's been a few more. You always hate to be the first one of the season that gets it. But, you know, if you don't get a yellow once in a while, Jim, you aren't playing hard enough. That's what I always say.
And that was just.
You don't want to have them cheap. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying play dirty, but I'm saying if you play hard.
Oh. Guy had his arm or
obviously we could see that, and everyone that's watching this game saw that he wanted to take him to the dance.
Number 18, Kyler Narens.
I think number 7 was looking to take somebody for a dance with a polka or a waltz there.
I don't think Caleb was digging that too much. Oh, nice.
Ben's gonna flick. Saw that one coming. Narens bringing the ball down, shouldering.
What?
Nice play on Lourdes. And the kid gets it back. Oh, boy.
What was that? 11 just took him down by the neck. Get on it, White. Boy, we just got to clear that ball a little cleaner. That's dirty right there.
That is
13
dirty.
with 13 score.
Here comes Ben. Yep, that's a... Oh, my goodness! I cannot believe
Got
it.
to be kidding me.
Boy, Jim just really got out of hand here. Thank goodness we only got 3 minutes left, but we're going to have to stop the clock.
This is poor.
We're going to restart the game here. We've just witnessed a game that was really clean in the first half, Jim. Has really went downhill from the refereeing standpoint. We're not sure why, but hopefully we can just play out the last 4 minutes here and without an incident, without anybody getting hurt, without a red card.
It's been incredibly one-sided, every call, and indecisive by the center ref.
Yeah.
just nobody knows what's going on anymore.
Good ball. Cross. Comes. Let's see what happens here. Another opportunity. Takes a shot. Hard shot. Nice shot.
I don't know how he called that foul on Ben. That guy was riding him and holding him and grabbing him, and Ben got the foul. It's like, really?
Because the call should have been called early, Jim, when they were holding him down the field. I like that kind of a play, and I like the result of it. Here comes
JYD.
High kick, dangerous kick is what they're playing on the second one. Ooh, it's gotten really, I would like to see this game end, Jim. The last 5 minutes has been...
The coaches lost focus. They're not coaching anymore.
No.
Hey, listen! Hey, you got time. That's your time.
Really, it was a 3-0 game, and everything was fine. But suddenly it just
got out of hand, Jim. We often talk about that.
1 minute, 1 minute remaining in the game.
That a ref loses control of the game. This is a classic example. And one bad call after another, that's what really led to it.
And then changing his mind, pointing one way, then changing. And
I've never seen fans be able to get,
Yeah.
I mean, I've yelled from the stands for years it should be a yellow card, and I don't know if I've ever changed a referee's mind.
Just kick it right.
Well, there's a lesson to be learned here, John. I'm sure for both coach and the team is just keep a level head, and good things are going to happen, and you'll prevail. Just keep playing hard.
Yep. Nonetheless, coming down to the last minute here. WLA
10,
up 3-0.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I should say the last 10 seconds, not the last minute. Jim, taking away all that other stuff, looking at the whole game, nice victory for WLA.
Yeah, it really
Can't
was.
take away a nice victory. Well played.
Good Lourdes team they beat tonight. Very
The
good team.
final score for tonight's game is the WLA Vikings 3, Oshkosh Lourdes Valley Christian 1.
Nice victory for WLA. And I have to say, Lourdes didn't give up, Jim. We've seen other teams get down 3-0 and just kind of lay down, and I have to say, Lourdes did not give up. They kept playing. They did get a goal. They kept working. They got a goal in, and then they played hard down the last stretch.
It's a very well played game for about 70 minutes, 65, 70 minutes. A good, entertaining high school game.
Yep. So anyways, nice win for WLA, puts them in still undefeated on the season, Jim. Their offense shows that they can put goals in, and big game maybe next week for the Jim and John show. So with that, I'll take you to the post-game report and our interview. And we'll see you next week. Stay tuned for the post-game report as we interview your WLA players to get game insights. Well, here we are with Luke Schlavinsky. Hey, did you really try and pull the killdeer ploy on me? Talk to me about that defensive maneuver that you used. Or are you still in the stealth mode?
Well, all our defense is new from last year, except Mason, but he played left defense, so it was kind of a new outing this year for our defense. We have Eric Binder as a junior, and Mitchell kind of coming in from soccer from freshman. That's the last time he played. So we're kind of getting used to talking to each other, getting used to each other, because we haven't really played much soccer with each other. Just maybe me and Mason a little bit, but Mitchell and Eric are kind of new. So we're just kind of getting used to the flow and used to everything, working as a team, and just getting better and better as the games go along.
Yeah, you mentioned Mason. We give him the nickname the Junkyard Dog. And then tonight, Jim King gave you a new nickname. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
I'm going to let you watch the film back so you can find out what your new nickname is.
Okay.
But it's definitely a compliment. We've seen a couple of times, you'll hear while I announced, you did a really nice job. In the first half, we felt the center of the field had some holes. The second of the half, I don't know, you made that adjustment. It must have been in the second half.
Yeah, I kind of filled in more in the back. Coach told me to go more back instead of going in for offense. So that's kind of helped me kind of like see the field more and see where the ball is coming and be aggressive to the ball.
Boy, Coach is right on point because I saw it as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, there was an adjustment made. The other adjustment is what happened at halftime. We come out at halftime and in 30 seconds we put one in. What was going on?
Coach just told us to be aggressive, and he said there was a lack of intensity, so we had to come out with more intensity than usual.
And you definitely did. Luke, tell us here you are kind of more of a defensive player, and you're the third leading scorer on the team. What's that all about?
Just being aggressive on corner kicks. I got one there, and the other one's just from a shot that I got from a rebound, which Coach tells me to do to rebound it.
Yeah, good hard play. Being in the right spot, it pays off, doesn't it, Luke?
It does.
Hey, having a good season. We're still undefeated, right?
Yep.
All right, let's go get them, and let's do well at the Kiel tournament. Good luck there.
Thank you.
Thanks, Luke.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks for tuning into the game this week. We'll be back with you next week for another great round of WLA soccer. Hey, don't forget to tell all your friends and family about the new WLA YouTube channel. See you next week.